the incredible monastery of the Age of Discovery. An impressive structure built for over 100 years. Built when Portugal and the European continent were on its path to rule the world by the seas. This is the Jeronimos Monastery, a place where the voyage which would change the world starts, and it would become a monument to celebrate the life of the person who made it possible. Welcome to Mos Maiorum. Here we publish content weekly about the ancient world, culture and history. If you want to know more about the world around us and the past, subscribe to our channel. In the year of 1453, Constantinople, the capital of the Byzantine Empire, fell under the hands of the Turks. And with it, the Silk Road was closed forever. Asia and Europe were permanently disconnected. In the following years, amid of the chaos, Europe saw an influx of refugees from the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine refugees knew all about the riches and wealth of India, but they couldn't reach it anymore, not without the route that once passed over their lost country. If somebody could find a way to India, a fortune would be waiting for this person. On the edge of the Atlantic, in the country of Portugal, people were waiting for this person. The country was filled with stories and new advanced technologies brought by the newcomers from the fallen empire. Portugal was about to enter the Age of Discovery, which would lead to the discoveries of the New World, the circumnavigation of the globe, and Europe would rise and dominate the seas around the world. And as a result, Portugal became very rich, and as a very Christian nation, the Portuguese want to create a marvelous monument to celebrate it. And in the year of 1497, a young captain and explorer called Vasco da Gama had a plan to find a path to India. He would try to go around the continent of Africa, a very dangerous path never done before. Before the expedition, he and his men spent the night in a small church to pray for strength and success on their voyage. The church was occupied by the monks of the Order of Christ, a military order which provided assistance to seafarers and sailors who dared to adventure themselves in the wide oceans of the world. And on that night, he found the strength. He went on to become the first European who reached India by sea. The expedition made him one of the most famous explorers of all times and marks the beginning of the Age of Discovery. Vasco da Gama continued his adventures to discover the unknown and helped Portugal to reach every continent by sea. But on the year of 1524, Vasco da Gama took his ship on another journey to India, which would become his last one. He died on the Christmas Eve of that year by contracting malaria 3 months after the arrival to India. The body of the explorer was first buried in the St. Francis Church, which was located in Fort Kochi in India. In Portugal, a few years back, that old church that the hero had prayed that night have been rebuilt into a majestic monastery. In the year of 1496, the king Dom Manuel I requested permission from the Pope to build a monastery on that place. And also, the king chose the religious order of Jeromites, or in Portuguese, a Ordem de São Jerônimo. The monks that occupied the monastery end up giving their name to the structure. But going back to India, after the death of Vasco da Gama, it would be only natural that the hero remains should return to his beloved country, and in the year of 1539, that is exactly what happened. His body was placed in the monastery because what would be a better place than the same place where the hero spent that night praying before the voyage to uncover the unknown. Vasco da Gama was buried once again in the Jeronimos Monastery in the year of 1880. He is one of the many important people which are entombed there, like Luís Vaz de Camões, a famous poet, and several kings and members of the royal family of Portugal. The monastery is located in the parish of Belém, in the city of Lisbon. The construction of the monastery started on the 6th of January of 1501, and it took 100 years to complete the building. The monks of the monastery had the role which was to pray for the king's eternal soul and also to provide spiritual assistance to sailors and navigators who were to depart from the port near the monastery to discover new lands around the world. The monks provided their service until the year of 1833, when the religious order were terminated and the monastery was abandoned. Most of its treasures and artworks were transferred to the crown or lost during this period. The monastery was vacant during this time, and the condition of the building started to get worse. In the year of 1890, the first of many restoration projects of the place started. The monastery is an outstanding example of Portuguese late Gothic architecture, and most of the style used in the construction of the monastery was taken from the style and decorations of the East Indian temples. One more curiosity about the monks of the Ordem de São Jerônimo was their own discovery. They have created a delicious pastry called Pastel Genata, an egg custard tart dusted with cinnamon, famous in Portugal and around the world. So now I wanna know your opinion. Do you think Vasco da Gama opening the doors from Europe to the world was a bad thing? Or the whole world become a better place because of it? Tell me your thoughts on it on the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this content and you wanna see more, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay tuned on more updates on Mos Maiorum. We publish content like this every week. Tibi gratias ago pro vigilabo.